How y'all doing, sweethearts? Big, big hugs and blessings. Energies are fluctuating. They're actually very beautiful. And, a lot of what is coming up for us right now, we've been given a brand new start. And so, even though it's really been a time of release and purging and it's really showing us every space where, hold on, a school bus is going by. And it's really showing us where we still hold any kind of blame for our joy and for our happiness. I love you too, Michelle, Daniel, Agadir, Linda, Sherry. Big, big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. And so, everything that is coming up, everything that is being presented truly, truly is, if we can see it for what it is what is presenting itself. It's beyond the physical, I always say that. And it's showing us where we still hold any kind of blame for anything or anyone, any experience, any circumstances, in any way for our unhappiness. Happiness, you hear, and we hear it all the time, especially on our spiritual journey. Happiness is a choice. And it is. But to the human aspect of us, to the unconscious side, if you will, we have a tendency to put our happiness in the hands of others and blame them if we're not happy. Well, it's because I was abused when I was younger. Well, that's just part of the ancestor and generational memory imprint. Well, it's this. Well, it's because I don't have enough money. Well, it's because of where I live. Well, no, that's because my mother abandoned me when I was younger. I mean, no, that was my ex-husband, or no, that's my baby's mama, or no, that if they hadn't done this, I wouldn't be in this position. That sort of thing, that kind of blame. And that is what's coming up and being presented. That is really hard for the human aspect of us to really identify and become aware of and acknowledge. And so, like one of my sessions, I don't know, a couple days ago, this gal was having a really hard time. Everything is showing me that there's something not right in my relationship. And, he's always been abusive. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in this position. And, if it wasn't for my son, he's always been mean like this. And, I've just had enough. Well, you have to really ask yourself, and that's what we're being asked to do with all these energies. And you're going to find coming up on this full moon in a couple days. Not a full moon, forgive me. A new moon. This new moon coming up. It's really a moon that is really going to really show us where we lack that confidence in ourselves, where we still hold others responsible for our happiness, where we still feel that we can't be happy without this person, or without this money, or without this circumstance being this way. And it's really going to really free us individually as well as collectively, providing we can recognize what it's showing us. And what it's showing us, again, is where we're still holding blame and judgment and criticism for our happiness. Sweet ones, in these harmonic frequencies, in these energies right now, we literally have the choice. And you know, one thing Spirit has said to me in the past couple days is really, if you were to die today, ask yourself every day, if you were to die today, would you have lived your life with joy? Have you found joy? And did you give joy? And then, you know, I had to giggle, because then, you know, when I had logged on, it was like 3 hours after Spirit had told me that. Then Lisa Berry Rising, I think it was, Snoopy Enough, showed where she had made a post that literally said the same thing. And I had to giggle. And everything, we are so guided right now in every way. Not only within intuitively, but everything in the outside world physically is presenting for us an opportunity. An opportunity to see where we are not taking control of our own joy, taking control of our own happiness. And even more important than that, it's showing each of us where we are literally telling the universe to bring us more limits. And what I mean by that is, and I have to use relationships. Everything's a relationship. You know, especially this twin flame thing. You know, I know he is my twin flame. I know she is my twin flame. Da 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 da. And you know, when you can let go of, he's the only one for me, that is a limit, you know. So you want lots of money, so you want financial security, so you want that ultimate relationship, you know. Okay, tell the universe, you are the creator, you are in command of your universe, you are in control of your happiness and your joy. And so, you know, when you can be general with the universe, you're no longer limiting yourself on how. You're not caught up in the hows and the whens and the wheres and the whys. You know, universe, this is what I want. I want a beautiful, sacred relationship. Universe, this is what I want. And, you know, as long as you don't limit it down to Mark and Jane and Jesse and Cobra and this and that, as long as you, when you do that, when you limit it to specifics, then you're trying to control the universe. You're trying to control something outside of you that you cannot control, if you will. And you're literally putting the universe in a space to only help you so much. And that's really what all of these experiences are coming up, you know, no matter how intense they're coming or not coming, you know, everything right now is showing you, and you're not going to see it, catch it, or become aware of it if you truly do not listen within. Listen to the tuning of your vessel, of your body. Listen to the red flags that it gives you, or the go-ahead flags that it gives you. Some of you, you know, you get frontal pings, you get back ping, you know, in the back of your neck. You know, you get a beep on your phone in the middle of a conversation. The lights flicker. I mean, all when you're saying something or somebody's talking to you, all of these are signs. And they're really, really prevalent right now. And you're going to find with this new moon coming up that it's really going to propel you forward if you recognize that where you're still holding the outside physical world responsible for your happiness, for your joy, for your peace. And that's a beautiful thing. Because once you can recognize, once you become aware of it, and you accept it and acknowledge it, you can release it. And so, as I'm painting my eagle, I'm still working on it. A lot of fine detail on it. I made some mistakes this morning, so I'm trying to correct it. But, when you can just literally be in that space of observing and participating as the observer, you're going to find that you are more powerful than you realize, and that truly everything right now is instant manifestation. Your thoughts, as long as you don't attach thought and emotions to what you're observing, it cannot affect you. And if you're observing something you don't like, if you're experiencing a feeling of loneliness, rather than give into it, and because right now these energies, you get into a space of allowing this outside world to continue to dictate your emotions, sweethearts. We get into that space and we're spiraling. And to crawl out of that spiral is going to be a heck of a lot harder than your journeys have been up to this point. And our journeys have been arduous, indeed. And right now, the last thing you want to allow yourself, any of us, is to spiral, because we're seeing the polarization become more increasing. And yet, for many of you, you're finding yourself, again, now into a space of being the observer of it, but yet it's not really affecting you until you choose to bring it into your reality, until you choose to form an opinion or a judgment or a thought to it. And it's not that you don't care about the outside world. That is the bifurcation of the timelines. That is the coming together and the splitting apart, if you will. And how you all doing, sweethearts? Who did I miss? Francis, Jenna, Michelle, Cheryl, Sherry, Megan, Heather, big hugs. Astral, big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. And so, really allow yourselves to observe. And when you can do that and you can identify where the outside world is still really controlling and dictating your emotions and your happiness and your joy, in that second you can become aware of it. You can change that frequency, literally by a thought, by a feeling. And the more you can really focus on the intuition, the more you will enhance it. The more you can focus on that which is unseen, your gifts, your knowing, the more this outside world will rapidly transform for you. With the Merkaba vehicles spinning faster, and more of your light bodies are becoming charged. And the more you can spend in nature, the more we anchor that higher charge of our light bodies in. And when we do that, the more carbon-based density that needs to come up. And that's a beautiful thing, because now we've entered into a more graceful and more peaceful harmonics. And that is just our vessels are releasing to meet that new frequency. And the more we can allow that to take place, and the more we anchor in that the new harmonic frequency of what so many of us have referred to as the new earth frequency, the new Jerusalem 5D, whatever label we need to give it. And the more the labels, the perceptions, the descriptions, and the definitions of everything changes. Because right now, all the definitions, every word, everything has been defined from a lower frequency. And so now we're changing the definitions. We're changing the labels. We're changing the outside physical reality. And that's a beautiful thing. And you're seeing it now all the work we've done for all these years truly, in the most subtlest ways, you can see them in the outside physical plane of existence. You can see the time anomalies. And more are seeing these time anomalies. They're seeing the Mandela effect. They're seeing, Greg Prescott's really been talking about the Mandela effect, and I had a conversation on the phone with John yesterday, John and Donna, and it's really true because they said, hey, on Netflix there is this movie you may be interested in watching. And, I don't really watch movies unless somebody recommends them. And so I went to find this movie, and it's not available to me on Netflix at all. And he's like, well, yeah, it is. We just watched it. And I said, that ties into this Mandela effect and the time anomalies and the Groundhog's Day. And you're really, if you allow yourself, sweethearts, you can really see, if you observe over especially the last 4 years, you can literally see where you have been in Groundhog's Day, the same scenario, only maybe different locations, maybe different people, but the underlying themes have all been literally repeating itself. And in many ways, and if you can allow yourself to observe that, you're going to really see, wow, we really have been in that space. Why have I been in that space? And then when you observe it, you can really see where it is, where you still are suffering lack or struggle or loneliness or still pining after somebody, whatever it may be. You're really going to see where, you went through it, you overcame it, few months went by, and then you find yourself repeating it. And that's what we've been in. And we're all really starting, those of us who have chosen to awaken have really chosen to really get out of that Groundhog's Day. And you're finding many right now in a space where, and again, this is part of that bifurcation of those timelines, everything coming into right now. You're hearing of many people dying in their sleep, not going to sleep and not waking up. You're hearing of people having heart problems and having heart attacks and passing away that have never had that before. And this is going to increase. And we have to honor that. Yes, we can feel the grief and the sorrow and the sadness, with the knowing that they have transitioned. And yet that again is showing, because many of us have spoken of it. There is many that have chosen not to awaken and ascend in this cycle, and that's okay. We have, we honor that. And we're really seeing that because the physical vessels will short circuit. That's where you're seeing many spiral, if you will. And right now, the purging and the releasing that we're all going through as we continue to build and create upon the new harmonic frequencies, again, our vessel has to match the new harmonic frequency octave that the planet has moved into. And for those that still have chains and walls around their hearts, that's where you're seeing this spiral come in. That's where you're seeing people you're observing maybe family members or friends or neighbors really seeming to become more aggressive. Things seem to become more chaotic, more turbulent. And that's okay. Again, we have to honor it. I'm watching my landlady spiral like you wouldn't believe. She's had the sheriff out here 6 different times in one of the back houses in 2 days. And arguing and everything on. I just stand there and I just send light to it. And And you can really see that happening all around us but we're transforming it. Just us not participating in, not attaching thought to it or wonder what's going on or anything else, just sending light to that which we see is transforming it. And big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. Good afternoon, Joan, Lorraine. I love you, sweethearts. And so this is a beautiful, beautiful moment. And the more we can really stay in gratitude and observe, what is being presented, it's really just carbon-based density we're releasing out of our vessels. So our vessels can come into alignment with the new harmonic frequencies of the planet. And when you can keep it in that space of inner knowing as you go through that which arises, and really set the intent, to release this. Because again, sweet ones, you're happy right now. The only reason you seem unhappy or not joyful or this, that, or the other is truly because there is an attachment to a past experience of fear in one way or another, or blame or guilt, or let it go. The second you choose to release all blame, the second you choose to release the past experiences, the second you choose to release it, the second you choose to know that it's healed, it's released, it is done. Yes, the chants and everything else and affirmations, excuse me, yes, they help. Yet, you have to choose. Once you choose, it's done. Release me from the past. Release the blame, game, guilt, shame. Release it. So the past is healed. And the only reason it continues to be in your physical experiences or your thoughts is because you attach to it. When the memories come up and present itself, we can or cannot attach to it. We can choose to or choose not to now. That's just a memory. It's not real. I've already released it. Not in my world anymore. See ya. And you will find when you take that stance and control and master the mastery of mastering your thoughts and what you choose to engage in, you're going to find the outside physical world will morph a lot more rapidly. Rapidly. Really, it truly is a choice. And right now, that's where all of this is showing us. All you got to do is choose, because it's instant manifestation. You choose to have those lower vibrational thoughts, you can guarantee if you pay attention, whether it's 5 minutes or whether it's 24 hours, you're going to be experiencing the direct energy template linked to those thoughts. And again, that's a beautiful thing. And, that which you want is already here. You just have to allow yourself to see it and to hear it and feel it. You see it, you feel it, you hear it, you know it within you. So bring that within, without. And you have the power to do that. You just have to keep your focus, your energy, your frequency on your dreams that you're wanting to manifest, and take the steps guided. It's all baby steps, but you can know this, sweet ones, this new moon in a couple days, on the 11th, 16th, you're going to find, leading up to that, we all are. If you're not already I'm already witnessing it, but you can really witness the miracles and everything that are truly being graced upon us right now in the most subtlest of ways. And the more you can really acknowledge that and find those miracles, make it a point to find the magic, you will see it, and you will hear it, and you will touch it, and you will taste it. Sheila, so much pain and darkness, I'm ready to release it. And you know what? That's all you have to do, beautiful. And I know I make it sound easy. Trust me. I, of all people, know it is not easy. And disassociate yourself with the pain. Because when you can do that, you can look at it and you can say, okay, what do I need to see here? What is it that you're showing me? Yes, my heart hurts. You know, I don't need to know why. Yes, my soul hurts. I don't need to know why. When you don't need to know why, when you don't need to know how, when you don't need to know where, when, whatever, you find that it's easier to acknowledge, yes, I feel anger. Yes, I feel hurt. Yes, I feel blame and guilt and shame, abandonment, rejection, denial. You know, I feel really unloved by this feeling is showing me that I feel unloved. But don't blame it on mom or dad or the past or the boyfriend or the partner or the lover or the secret lover or the so-called twin flame in 5D, even though he's in a relationship in 3D. Or, well, she has 3 different people that she's talking to. I thought she loved me. She says she's my twin. You know, when you can let go of that blame, whichever way it presents itself. Because really, that's the template right now that's really being exposed for all of us. Where are we still holding ourselves back in lack, in struggle, in, oh, look at an eagle. Oh, it just flew behind the tree. There's a lot of eagles today. When you can allow yourselves to identify where you're still holding that blame template, you're really going to be able to zero point it, neutralize it, and release it a lot more gracefully. And that's everything that's coming up right now. Where you still hold unconscious or unseen or unacknowledged templates of blame that it directly ties into abandonment, trust issues, and rejection. And that's a beautiful thing when you can recognize it, sweethearts. And so that's what's really going on. And if you can really allow yourselves to get back in there, really allow ourselves to just really stay in the moment, release the past, release the future, and just really stay present, you're going to find that you're going to see the miracles more easily, more quickly, and it is only in this present moment right now, this day, that you truly can see and have command over your happiness. And the more you can master your thoughts into, that's right, Jenna, there's only the present. And the more you can master your thoughts back into the present in every given moment, that is going to benefit you. Because the more you do that, the more it becomes automatic. And the more you can make it a habit, it's just like breathing. It's just like every morning you get in the habit of saying, thank you, Creator, God, whatever you say. You know, thank you for another day, another miracle. You know, and stay in that space of gratitude and stay in the present and master those thoughts when they drift to the future, when they drift to the past and the worries and the concerns. And it's like, no, because everything you want, need, and desire is already right here. And that's hard for the logical mind to wrap itself around. But the more you can surrender to that inner knowing right now, sweethearts, the more quicker your outside reality is going to transform into that which truly is your soul's desire, your heart's desire. And your heart, the universe wants to deliver everything to you that is your heart's desire. The only thing stopping that is ourselves, in whatever way that may be. And right now, a lot of that is tied into where we're still having an attachment of blame to someone, something, some experience. And only we can choose to see where we hold those unconscious or even conscious templates still, those energies. So know you got this, and reach out, because you're going to find, sweet ones, the more we tune our vessels into the new harmonic frequency, yes, more and more will fall away. And that's okay. Because the more that fall away, the more authentic, I don't like to use that word, the more of our soul tribes, our soul monads come into our presence. And that is where we learn to dance again with our soul monads and our soul tribes, and embrace the uniqueness and the joy and the happiness that come with that. And so really we have to allow ourselves to really be compassionate and be in the understanding and the knowing that even though people are falling away and it may hurt or this, that, or the other, or it shocks us or whatever, it's making room for our soul tribes and our soul monads and our soul families to come together. And that's a beautiful thing. We are in, on the physical plane of existence, in a space of gathering. You know, it's been energetic, it's been etheric, but now on the physical plane we are coming into those unions in those meetings in those presence of our true soul tribe members. And so again, it may seem lonely for those that are falling away from you, but yet again, for that which ends or dies or falls away, something even better replaces it. It's the universal law. So empty your cup, sweet ones. The miracles are here and they're just waiting for you to acknowledge them. But you have to be able to acknowledge the little miracles before those big ones are going to be delivered, because if you can't be grateful and acknowledge and become aware of the small miracles, how can you appreciate the big one? Have a great day. I love you. Big, big, big hugs and blessings. And step into the magic, sweet ones, because it's all around us. I love you guys. Bye-bye now.